We lived in a small lake community with a levee all around, which pretty much served as our backyards. And any time there was something going on someone's deck or pier, you knew you were welcome to stop by and say hello. Living there was like living a dream, until one beautiful spring morning when, tragically, it wasn't. My next-door neighbors had a teenage daughter named Erika. She was like a granddaughter I never had, and she was at my house often. She had just gotten her first car, a little Mazda Miata. She had worked weekends to save money to help pay for it. That morning, we all stood in the front yard and waved her off to school, the first time she wouldn't be taking the school bus. Erika's parents were not exactly pleased with her choice of a convertible for safety reasons, but the sheriff said that it wouldn't have mattered what make of car she had been driving when the sleepy, long-haul truck driver crossed the line and hit her head-on. We were all devastated. So was her best friend, a black lab mix that Erika had rescued as a scrawny pup. Miss Daisy became Erika's loyal and constant companion. Miss Daisy loved Erika, and Erika adored that dog. The morning after the accident, as people began to gather at the house, Miss Daisy became more and more agitated, so it was decided I would keep her until after the funeral. Miss Daisy went back home on Sunday. Monday morning, the school bus rumbled by Erika's driveway without stopping. But that evening, a little after 3:30, the school bus came up the road as usual and stopped. I could see the driver inside as she put her head in her hands and seemed to wipe away tears, then slowly moved on. Miss Daisy ran to the fence, wagging her tail and jumping at the gate. After getting off the bus, Erika had always run down the driveway, opened the gate, and greeted Miss Daisy with a paw shake and a kiss on the top of her head. After a few seconds, she promptly sat and offered her paw, all the while lowering her head for the kiss. Then she jumped up and happily pranced along the side of the sidewalk toward the house, just as she always did with Erika. Suddenly, Miss Daisy stopped and sat, looking up into the air. She stared silently at the same spot for what seemed like minutes, occasionally offering her paw and wagging her tail. Then she stood up and went on to the house. I watched all this from my kitchen window, and now, even 20 years later, I know in my heart and soul that Miss Daisy saw Erika that day, and I know Miss Daisy was convinced they would be together again. I'm no longer an agnostic. I felt Erika's presence that day just as Miss Daisy did, and I'm convinced we will see each other again.